That got that recording sound?
Yeah, I'm the one we're worried about.
Hopefully it's working. If not, he'll have to come back. I am sorry for...
You're good.
Good afternoon. My name is Brian Higley, and I'm the principal of the United Junior and Senior High School. I welcome everyone to United and thank you for being a part of this year's class of 2025 graduation commencement exercises. As a parent, teacher, bus driver, and now principal in the United District, I've had the opportunity and honor to witness many of today's graduates' journeys through their years at United, going back to their grade school and junior high years, and more recently, their 4 years here at the high school. Their growth and achievements throughout these years leading up to today has been significant and commendable in numerous ways. Their journeys were guided by many of you in the audience today and those that were not able to join us today. Thank you to all our parents, grandparents, and other relatives that have tirelessly motivated and supported our graduates to make it to this day. Thank you to all past and present faculty, staff, administration, and school board members for your unwavering support that you provided for these 74 graduates. And thank you to the United community that has helped to prioritize and support the needs and aspirations of all of our students in District 304. Today we join together to partake in a commencement ceremony. Although their time has come to an end here at United as students, the language teacher in me would like to remind our graduates and audience that the meaning of commencement is a beginning or start. This is quite fitting for today's graduates as we celebrate the beginning of the next chapter in their lives. Without a doubt, the class of 2025 has left their mark on United High School in a wide array of instances, from their academic success, athletic achievements, and tremendous performances in competition, music, and fine arts. And I guess I'll point out the literal mark they left on our building a couple of Fridays ago on their last day of high school, with the late night decorating of our hallways, rearranging of classrooms, and posting around the building dozens of the same picture of the principal to remind him of what he looked like when he was a senior in high school. Thank you, class of 2025, for the positive impact you've made during your time at United. And on behalf of the faculty, staff, and administration, I wish you all the best of luck and future success. This year's valedictorian has been involved in student council, serving on the executive board, class officer, serving the senior class as co-president, math team, academic challenge team, golf, prom committee, teacher's aide, Bi-County Youth Coalition, Kindness Club, and is a member of the National Honor Society. He has been on the high honor roll all 4 years, is one of 6 of this year's Illinois State Scholars from United, and received both the U.S. Marine Corps Scholastic Excellence Award and the Illinois Principals Association Award. Next year, he plans to attend Southern Illinois University at Edwardsville to major in marketing and minor in graphic design and public relations. He is the son of Cindy Burnett and the late Joseph King. It is my honor to introduce that valedictorian for the United High School class of 2025, Jack King. I got a PowerPoint for everybody. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jacob King, and I'm incredibly honored to stand before you today as both the co-class president and the valedictorian of the class of 2025. As I look out at all of you today, my classmates, my teachers, my family members, and my friends, I am filled with deep gratitude and emotion. It truly means the world to me to have this opportunity. I wanted to start off strong by quoting someone we all grew up with, Hannah Montana. I always knew this day would come. We'd be standing one by one. With our future in our hands, so many dreams, so many plans. I always knew after all these years, there'd be laughter, there'd be tears. But never thought I'd walk away with so much joy and so much to do. High school has been a journey of growth, discovery, and countless memories.
Over the past 4 years, I've had the privilege of creating memories that I will carry with me for the rest of my life. From early morning drives to school with my sister, to learning how to drive myself. From freshman year homecoming to being named prom prince. From the countless Thursday nights I spent crying and stressing about chemistry lab sophomore year, to dissecting a Sharpie human A&B. And from picking up a camera in 2021 to discovering my passion for photography and running a full-time business as a photographer now. Which, speaking of photography, I'd like to take a photo with everyone if you guys are all okay with that. Okay, and also from making countless statues with my friends to starting a YouTube channel with those same friends called The Fatties. Every experience has shaped me into the person I am today. None of this would have been possible without the incredible community we have here at United. To every member of this community, thank you for creating such a nurturing and inspiring environment for our students to grow. To my teachers, thank you for believing in me, challenging me, and guiding me. To my family, who has supported me through every high and low, thank you for always being my #1 fans. To my mom specifically, thank you for teaching me always to be my unique self. Always remember that everything I do is for you. I can't see, I'm so sorry. You have taught me to be strong, courageous, and empathetic, and always find the good in someone while also knowing to set boundaries. Thank you for always strapping me in the car so I talk about my feelings, always be a shoulder to cry on, and reminding me, don't get your name in the paper, make good choices, make good friends, and don't add or subtract to the population. To my friends, thank you guys for always making me laugh and getting me through these past 4 years. I genuinely think I wouldn't be where I am today without the support from you guys. Okay. Today is more than just a celebration of the past. It's the beginning of something new, a new chapter, a fresh start. And for many of us, it's a moment we begin to face something we've been told about for years, adulthood. To be completely honest, I've been scared of it right now. I fear having to make my own decisions, take full responsibility for my future, get a real job, and eventually leave the comfort of my farm. But as I look back at my life here at United, I'm reminded that change is not something to fear. It's something to embrace. Time passes, things shift, and in the process, we grow into a more complete and confident version of ourselves. Life is messy, complicated, and imperfect, but it's also beautiful. And through every mistake and every lesson, we grow stronger, kinder, and wiser. So as we prepare to leave high school behind and step into this next phase of our lives, I encourage each of you to face it with courage, to learn from the stumbles, and to always try to be a better version of yourself today than you were yesterday. I also hope that each one of you finds something you're passionate about, something that excites you, drives you, and gives you purpose. Chase that passion relentlessly. Whether it's a career, a cause, a dream, or a goal, go after it with everything you have. And don't forget to support one another along the way. Our journeys may take us in different directions, but we all started from the same place, and that shared beginning is something valuable. This is a truly bittersweet moment. We're excited for the future, but sad to leave behind the familiar halls of United, the routines we've known, the friendships we have become like family, and the Friday nights in the fall we spent watching our football team continue their losing streak. But even as we go our separate ways, I want to leave you with a simple request. Don't become strangers. Stay in touch. Text me about your new friends, your college classes, your weird roommates, or your first jobs. Call me when you need to talk, or when you just feel like reminiscing. Invite me to your weddings and your baby showers. Say hi to me if you see me in town, and if we pass each other on the road, give me a wave. Because United is more than a school, it's a family. And no matter where life takes us, we'll always share this bond. We've laughed together, cried together, learned together, and grown together. That's something no diploma can capture, but it's something that will stay with us for the rest of our lives. I'd like to close with a quote from one of my favorite movies, Interstellar. Our greatest accomplishments cannot be behind us because our destiny lies above us. So, to the class of 2025, I'll leave you with one final thought. The future is not something we simply walk into, it's something we create. And I believe every single one of you to create something amazing. Congratulations, I love you. Thank you.
This year's salutatorian has been a member of Student Council, National Honor Society, cheerleading, kindness club, prom committee, academic challenge team, a connections leader, and a teacher's aide. She is one of 6 of this year's Illinois State Scholars from United, named a College Board Rule Scholar, on the High Honor Roll all 4 years, and also recipient of the Marine Corps Scholastic Excellence Award. Her plans next year are to attend Southern Illinois University at Edwardsville to major in nursing. She is the daughter of Ryan and Jennifer Laird. It is my honor to introduce the salutatorian for the United High School class of 2025, Madeline Laird.
Good afternoon, friends, family, teachers, United School Board, and my fellow class of 2025 members. Thank you all for coming out this afternoon to be a part of the ceremony and celebration. Oh my God. Sorry. My name is Madeline Laird, and I am the salutatorian of the class of 2025. I am honored to speak on my class's behalf this afternoon. I'm not one for doing speeches, so for your sake, I'm going to keep this short. I would like to start by thanking all my classmates for the memories that we have created and shared together. While I know I always wish my days in high school away, I truly love spending my time here with you guys, and the days ride faster than any of us wanted it would. I will miss seeing my friends every day, going to all sporting events, and random homecoming activities we do every year, the main one being lip sync. Even though we always thought about what performance to do and looked on doing it, at least we all looked up together. I will also miss all the late night drives my friends and I would take to go get food, ice cream, or just hang out. Although I'm going to miss these things, I'm looking forward to having more freedom, school not starting until 9:30 a.m. next semester, and the new friendships I'll make next year. While the highlights of your high school experience might differ from mine, I hope you have also fond memories to reflect back on, and have learned not to give your time with friends for granted. I would also like to thank all the members in the audience, parents and families, teachers, counselors, and every one of you who has supported and helped us along the way. We would not have made it to this point without your support. Finally, I would like to wish all of my classmates luck in their futures. Regardless of your destination, I hope you find happiness along the way.
Thank you, and congratulations again to both our valedictorian and salutatorian. Under the direction of Mrs. Katie Pedigo, we will move on in our ceremony this afternoon with our senior choir, followed by our United choir. introduction of Miss Madeline Wood, a senior band will perform an arrangement of Coldplay classics. pursuits. I'd like to thank both our choir and band for your performances this afternoon. And a special thanks to our senior choir and band performers, and to Ms. Pedigo and Ms. Wood. The graduating class of 2025 has two members that I would like for all of us to recognize today that plan to enter the armed forces after graduation. Would you please stand and be recognized when I call your name? Jonathan Brown, United States Army. Tasha Gibson, United States Marines. Thank you, gentlemen, for your future service to our country. Mr. Campbell, I certify that each of these members of the class of 2025 have met the requirements for graduation as established by the faculty of the United High School, United Community School District 304 Board of Education, and the Illinois State Board of Education. And I recommend that each member of this class be awarded a diploma.
Whereas each of you has met the requirements for graduation, as President of the Board of Education of the United School District, I do hereby pronounce you graduates of the United High School.
Alexa Jean Anderson. Ava Elizabeth Anderson. Cameron Elaine Anderson. Taylor Caroline Anderson.
Roger Taylor. Good job, Taylor.
Emma Grace Austin. Lance Robert Baker. Austin John Bellinger. Ashley Rhiannon Beltran. Samira Kathleen Valedictorian. Emily Jo Burfield. Emily Jo Briggs. Jonathan Eugene Brown. Roger Lee Brown. Kyla May Brown. Kyla Elizabeth Casey. Elijah William Carr. Haley Christine Chambers. Ezekiel Isaac Clark. Elliot Michael Copeland. Madison Kate Kozak. Carson Lawrence Brandon Davies. Dylan James Davis. Kylie Nicole Davis. Bradley Michael Earp. Dylan James Newman. Calvin Ray Falls. Lauren Elizabeth McKenna Feldman. Kathleen Ann Flynn. Rose Marie Flynn. Christopher Michael Fredrickson. Mason Matthew Giddings. Addison Elizabeth Gilman. Jackson Lee Gilman. Pasha Michael Gibson. Russell Paul Gibson. Michael Ray Hare. J.C. Leonard Mason. Quentin James Hayden. Kenneth James Hayden. Abigail Lee Hanukkah. Legacy Marie Hughes. Emily Janine O'Daniel Houston. Ryan Allen Jimenez Stevens. Jacob E. Daniel Kennedy. Madeline Elizabeth Leonard. Chloe Lynn McCutcheon. Brody Lee McVeigh. Alexander James Manning. Luke Anthony Mills. Tegan Jameson Mills. Ethan Alexander Ogilvie. Riley Joe Allison Ogilvie. Cameron J. Payne. Elena Noel Penn. Dylan Joseph Purley. Rachel Emily Purley. Trent William Raymond. Christopher Rodriguez Morasina. Taylor O'Reilly Rogers. Ileana Marie Sidoris. Vincent Isaiah Schwartz. May Louise Sims. Jake Harrison Sankey. Danica Claire Stevens. Nathan Jacob Edward Schweitzer. Hannah Elizabeth Thompson. Ryan Mackenzie Toos. Leighton K. Trigger. Alana Iris Walsh. Olivia Renee Watkins. Zakia Abraham. Eldon James Wilson.
Each year, the faculty of United High School chooses one member of the graduating class to give the senior address during commencement exercises. This year's senior speaker has been involved in student council, basketball, track, band for all 4 years, serving as a drum major for the last 3, a member of National Honor Society, an office aide, senior class secretary, and on the honor roll. This next year, she plans to attend Illinois State University to major in history education. She is the daughter of David and Becky Anderson. It is my honor to introduce this year's senior class speaker for the class of 2025, Taylor Anderson.
Thank you all for joining us this afternoon to celebrate our graduating class of 2025. Now, I know we're all planning to get home from pretty short, but before I begin, I want to thank those who have kept this school running for us for the past 4 years. The custodial staff, kitchen staff, the office, the counselors, the coaches, athletic directors, bus drivers, musical directors, teachers, and those in the district office, we all owe you a huge thank you. And shout out to those of you who voted for me to speak up here today. You know I couldn't have done it without you. Now for my class, I want to emphasize how far we have all come and how much farther we will go. There have been key moments in the past 4 years leading up to now that have shaped us into who we are today. Embarrassing moments like dropping your underwear in the office or stealing candy from the concession stand. Celebratory moments like making state for your sport or getting into the college of your choice. We've all grown so much these past 4 years, and standing before you now, I almost wish we could go back and do it all over again. But now that we're graduating, we have our whole lives ahead of us to create new moments and memories, try new things, make mistakes, and meet new people. I know that we're all destined for great things. Thank you.
At the conclusion of today's ceremony, after our graduates have exited the gym, I'll ask that the audience remain in the gym while the graduates participate in their final activities as a class outside. When they return into the building, the 2 entrance doors to the gym will be open to signify that you are free to leave the gym and go to greet and congratulate the graduate. Thank you everyone for your cooperation. Graduates, please rise. I'll have our 2 co-presidents come to the front. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the United High School graduating class of 2025.